considered successful, if it's rich, whatever, it's not a magic trick. It's not God picks certain people he'll make rich and certain people he don't. He gives all of us as you have a say-so.
Let's go. Send it out. Send it out. Send it out. Send it out.
You can decide to be rich. And with God's help, it's highly doable. But you first have to think it. The difference between successful people and non-successful people is here. I'm no better than none of y'all. I'm not a better person than you. I'm not a better Christian than you. God don't love me more than you. None of that. If you want to be successful, you have to change this. This has to change.
Let's go. Send it out. Send it out.
Listen to me. It's not what makes it hard is your lack of belief that it can happen for you. The fact of it is, though, it's very doable. See, but you got to change, though. If you keep doing it.
On a scale of 1 to 10, drop how you feeling. Drop how you feeling in the chat this morning. All right, this Grand Risings, drop exactly how you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. We excited this morning. You got to get up with high energy. All right, I'm going to make sure I keep my energy high so y'all can receive everything. Guys, I got a little bit sick of Zoom. All right, I just didn't want to deal with Zoom. I didn't want to deal with the muting people today. I didn't want to deal with, trying to let people in. I wanted you guys to get all of the information authentically. So go ahead and send a screenshot really quickly. We're going to get started in about 120 seconds. What I would do right now, I would send this out to my groups, and I let them know, like, look, we're not on Zoom right now. So if you're on Zoom right now, you're not going to be admitted in. You want to make sure you go ahead and hop on this IG Live so you can get this information, okay? You can get this information. And now you got the opportunity to send it to your friends, your family, or whoever they need to hear this information. I'm not going to be talking about just stuff for business. Okay, I'm going to be talking about stuff that I have learned, the stuff that I have literally adapted just this year, and I utilize it. Okay, I utilize it, and we're not talking about the physical side. Okay, the physical side of success. We're not talking about that today. So go ahead and send this out. Let your team know. Let people know. Hey, listen, we're getting right this morning. All right, so this live should definitely go way past 100. Okay. Definitely go past 100 because our calls past 100. All right. So go ahead and send this out. Give you 60 more seconds. And we're going to go ahead and do that. All right.
You have to live your life with the expectation that great things are coming your way. And that's how it works. Now, let me teach it to you. You grab your remote. You press the power button. What do you expect to happen? You expect the TV to come on. Guess what? It come on.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
If you want to see Sports Center channel.
All right, I just dropped the actual link in the group chat.
And OK or select. What do you expect to come on your TV? Sports Center. And guess what show up? Sports Center.
Just dropped it
they
in the
got
actual.
The concept of
you guys go check Discord.
From the Bible.
You can copy and paste that. It is a hyper link. So you can just keep sending that out. And we're going to get started, y'all. At 11:05.
The Bible says.
Send this out to 10 people. When you send it out, go ahead and drop number 100, okay,
God
in the chat.
Created us
in the comments.
God thought of this world. He thought of it. So he created it. So he made.
And when you come in, drop on a scale of 1 to 10 how you are feeling. Drop on a scale of 1 to 10 how you're actually feeling. All right. So first off, let's get this thing started. Shout out to each and every last one of you all that decided to be on this call. This Grand Risings, we did at 11 o'clock, okay, Eastern Standard Time. That is 10 o'clock, some of you guys' time. And I'm telling you right now, the information that you're going to receive is definitely something that has put me in a different perspective when it comes down to not just only life, but how I need to maneuver and on becoming successful, okay? on how I need to maneuver on getting everything that I want, everything that I desire, everything that I'm going to absolutely have. Okay, so it doesn't matter if I'm 21, it doesn't matter if I'm 41, it doesn't matter if I'm 61. I could still utilize this same stuff that I'm learning. See, I notice a lot of people, what they're doing is they're learning this information and they're not sharing it. They're not willing to share it on different platforms like this. But I say, you know what? I feel like I know too much and it's worked for me, and I truly believe it's going to work for you. Okay, so y'all give me some energy. Drop a 7 if you guys are excited and you guys are ready. So some of you guys, you think you heard it before. Okay, you think you've heard this method before. No, you haven't. You haven't heard it before. I want you to accept that. Accept that you haven't heard it before. Because the way that I'm going to explain it tonight is definitely a way that I've never explained it before. So if you let anything else distract you in these next few moments, you're really going to miss out on an opportunity for you to learn something that absolutely changed my life. I remember going to Houston, Texas, and I went to the I Believe Nation event. We got another one that's coming up in just a few weeks in Orlando, Florida. We was in Houston, Texas in January, 6 months ago. And we had a conversation, not just with people, but with ourselves. Because we knew that the power was within. We knew that everything that we're learning, everything that we're going to put into place, it starts with us. It's going to start with you. So first off, you got to believe that you got the power. See, a lot of people, they truly believe that the opportunity is in something else. No, you attract the opportunity. You do the opportunity. You make yourself successful with that opportunity. You look at some of the most successful people on the earth. They've utilized this stuff knowingly and unknowingly. You look at Oprah Winfrey. You look at, Tyler Perry. You look at Barack Obama. All of these different people that are quote unquote successful, they don't get what they want just because they're just confident. They don't get what they want just because they're smart. You don't have to be smart to be successful. Okay? You don't have to be talented to be successful. You just got to know exactly who you truly are. Okay? And when we understood this, I remember being with Malik Blair, and he went up to this lady. Okay? This lady happened to be the person that birthed our mentor, Mr. David Imanitie. He asked her, he said, listen, how can I continue to just stay focused? How can I continue to grind? How can I continue to go through everything that I'm going through without having to be in a situation to where I'm falling off, or I'm worried about the time, or I'm getting tired, or I'm getting, it feels redundant, or I'm looking at my back office, or I'm looking at my business sales and it's declining. My business is declining. So now my energy is declining. Okay. So, or the way that I'm feeling is declining. So if I'm not feeling good, I'm not operating good. And she responded and she said, listen, the reason why you feel the way that you feel, the reason why you operate the way that you operate is because you're only operating off of 1/3 of you. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it at first until she really broke it down. Well, guys, I'm going to explain it in just a moment. Now, understand this. As I write this, it's going to be a little bit different. Okay? It's going to be different because it's going to be flipped over. But I want you to listen to everything that I'm about to go over. And if you listen, if you truly listen, this might change your whole entire being as a person. So you only have control over your thoughts. There's about 70,000 thoughts a day. About 70,000 thoughts that are flowing through your mind. Okay? Now you understand where thoughts are coming from. You got to understand first, where are these thoughts coming from? Well, first, where do thoughts come from? Thoughts, they first come from your 5 senses. What have you chosen to expose yourself to? So she said, you want to control this stuff. You want to control what you allow your body to experience, right? You guys are a body. You guys are a physical. I'm back. You're in a physical being. You guys, this physical stuff, this is cool. You're in a body. You allow your thoughts to be flooded in your mind just by you going to touch something, just by you seeing stuff, just by you hearing stuff on a consistent basis. That is the only piece that you have control of. You got thoughts that are coming from two other places that you're like, man, how am I getting these negative thoughts in my mind? These negative thoughts are coming from one place. And that one place happens to be an enemy. Okay? And they say it's the inner me. If you've ever looked at certain cartoons, it's real. You got the heaven or the angel, and you got the little devil. Some people call it the higher conscience, the lower conscience. Some people call it the devil. Some people call it the enemy that will speak to you. That is where another thought will be coming from. All right? So you got to be able to identify, okay, bet if I'm thinking, I'm going to have thoughts like, hey, look, I'm tired. I'm going to have thoughts like, don't keep going. I'm going to have thoughts like, hey, look, slow down. Why? Because that is your enemy thoughts. That's going to come in and they're going to say certain stuff. And you got to be able to identify where it's coming from. So we just clarified two. Just clarified two. The first one is your five senses. It's your body. The second one happens to be what you allow the enemy to say, right? Whatever enemy you may have. The third one is coming from God, okay? Some people say God is your higher conscience. God may be a person that you believe. God may be the word that you're listening to, right? So whatever you particularly believe in, that is actually you. What is taking you to the next level? What's producing you to the best of your abilities? So you understand out of 70,000 thoughts, they're coming from these three places, okay? But who are you? Who are you? You are a person, okay? You live in a body, okay? But you are a spirit. Let me rewrite this. You are a spirit. You're not a body. You know, you do have a name. You do have a name, okay? They call you Keyon. They call you, Joe. They call you all these different other people. That's fine. You can have that name. But understand that that is your body. You're truly you yourself. You are a spirit. You are a vibe, okay? That's why people say, man, I like your vibe. I like how we vibe together. Why? Because they like your spirit. They like how you move. When people say, oh, I got this gut feeling, that means that, listen, that's your spirit telling you, listen, don't do certain stuff. That's who you truly are. When you was born, when you became on this earth, you think you just came? No, you literally, you have a spirit. You are a spirit. You just happen to have this body. There's certain, okay. Let's get to it, right? And you possess a soul, okay? A soul. Some people, they say soul. Some people say mind. You probably heard people say mind, body, and soul. Or mind, body, and spirit, okay? They're all one and the same. But understand, you got to understand that what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you're talking about, that's only 1/3 of your ability to have exactly what you want. That's only 1/3 of who you truly are. That's not who you truly are, though. So if you're just going off of life just by how you see things, you're missing out on the ability of your other two of you. If you're just going out of life just by, hey, look, I feel bad because I heard you say something, you're tripping. You don't understand the other abilities, and that's why you're probably stuck. That's why you can't keep pushing forward or keep going to the next level. Okay? So if you want to continue to go to the next level, you must identify that there's not only 5 senses, there are 15 senses. You don't operate off of just 5 senses. You have to operate off of the other 15. So what are the 5 senses? Okay, that you've been taught to just only operate out of? What you're seeing, okay? Seeing. That's number 1. What am I seeing on a daily basis? What am I hearing? No, that's not one. Hold on. Seeing, tasting. Okay, what am I tasting? Does it taste good? Does it taste bad? What am I smelling? You stink. You don't smell that good. That's how you operate. I don't want that. That don't smell that good, right? That's how you make your decisions. Seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling, hearing. Okay? What are you hearing on a daily basis? Are you hearing yourself? Are you hearing yourself? Right? See, hear, taste, touch, smell. I feel like I'm missing one. Somebody type what it is. I feel like I'm missing one. I am missing one. It's 5. See, hear, taste, touch, smell. No, I already got smell. This is bad. Why am I missing one? See, hear, taste, touch, smell. Drop it in the chat. What am I missing? Yeah. Touch. There we go. Touch. You making decisions off of what you're touching. Thank y'all. You're making decisions off of what you're touching. What do you happen to be touching on a daily basis that's going to allow you, oh, bet that's what I want. Oh, yeah, it feels good. Good fabric, all of this different stuff. But here's the reality of things. That side only matters 33% of the time. 33%. That only takes up 33% of what you should be making your decisions off of. You have other abilities. And these are the different other abilities. So when people say, oh my God, how did you do this? And you go up there and you say, I don't know. It's because you truly didn't. It's not that you didn't know. You just didn't know it was another you. You just didn't know that it was another ability. Now watch this. Now if you're talking about your spirit, right? A lot of people don't want to talk about it. They don't want to, because you don't understand who you are, man. This ain't church. This is you. This ain't religion. This is not what we're talking about here. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about you, who you are. What is your presence? And your presence is not what you look like. Your presence happens to be, okay, bet, I am in spirit. That's why people say, look, I'm a God. You got the ability to say that you're God. Why? Because you are the spirit and likeness of God. Now, are you big God? No, you're little God. Now, I want you to think about it right now. If you get emotional about shit like that, I want you to think about it. There is no other animal that has the ability to speak. In every religion, whatever, God, Allah, whatever, your God only does what? Speak. There's no animal, no bird, a parrot. What do? They repeat. So when you begin to open your mouth, that is your spirit and likeness of God. So you got the ability to say things. Stop, and things will stop. Go, and things will go. A lot of people don't understand that, but that is your spirit. But they're different characteristics. Not just only characteristics, they're different senses. Just like you got 5 senses of your body, you also have 5 senses of your spirit. Okay? Give me a 7 if you with me. We ain't gonna be here that long. Give me a 7 if you with me. Let's get it. You got 5 senses of your spirit. Okay? And a lot of people, they don't want to understand it. Because you don't, I'm about to explain it to you. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you come from. The people that you probably listen to, they don't know how to explain it. But I've studied the last 6 months on how to use it. So I really think we could go over this. So you would see people say prayer. What is prayer? Why am I praying? Oh, I feel bad for praying. Okay? I question everything. I question absolutely everything. So I'm like, why do people close their eyes when they pray? So you can stop utilizing the abilities that you probably have physically. You can stop seeing it, and it puts you into another phase. Okay? You probably hear people say, hey, close your eyes as you talk to God. Why? Because you just want to focus on the spirit. You don't want to focus on the physical. You want to focus on what you're seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling. You just want to focus on the sound that's inside of you. Okay? A lot of you speak. You speak that sound inside. I know, you say it. So boom, you say, And you can say that prayer. And now that's taking you to another spirit realm. So you got the ability to pray. You got the ability to talk spirits. Okay? You got the ability. Word is what? Spirit. So when you utilize word, you utilize the same thing. It doesn't matter the word. Okay? What matters is the vibration of the word. So it doesn't matter if I say this word, you say this word. It doesn't matter. What matters is how does it vibrate with you? So I can say Ferrari and you can say Corvette. If I like Ferrari, it make me feel good. Cool, say it. But in reality, it vibrates the same way. No disrespect to no religion. But you can say one religion, you can say the other religion, but they still vibrate on the same thing because they all end up in one place. Okay? Now, you're talking about your prayer. Now you're talking about your praise, right? Now, when we say praise, an image just came up in your head of people jumping up and down and all this different stuff. We're not talking about that, okay? The kind of praise that we're talking about is you understanding that the only way to get out of my situation, the only way to truly believe is to be grateful for something that I don't even have yet. That shows your belief. So you can send out a sound. Okay? The easiest way to praise is through sound. I can send out a sound. And that's why people say thank you. That's an easy praise. And certain people, they have the words that they would say. And they would just say it. And it would help them vibrate so high on that word. Thank you may be the word. Okay? Some people say glory. Some people say bless you. Some people say all types of different stuff that allow them to praise. Y'all, this is all a part of your spirit. Because believe it or not, everybody doesn't speak. You think it's positive. It's not you speaking positive. It's you speaking on a whole nother realm. You don't even understand what you say. You don't even understand how it's operating. When you begin to be grateful, okay? When you begin to be grateful, it's totally different. Totally different, right? So watch this. Now, the next one is worship. Okay? Worship. When you take the time to say, you know what? All right, bet. I'm not going to focus on myself. I'm not going to just focus on me. I'm going to understand. I'm going to get every person that you guys see that's successful. When they go ahead and they stand up in the podium and they receive their award, you look at Drake, you look at all these different artists and actors and very successful people, the first thing they say is thank you, God. That's you giving some type of worship back. That's you having some type of humility saying, like, look, it just was not me. When you give it back to your team or you give it back to all these different other people, right? So now you're like, okay, bet, there we go. I'm going to give it back. I'm going to give worship. That is you and you operating off of your spirit. That is just like you seeing. You being able to worship and see and all this different stuff before you could physically see it. Now understand that's how you operate. Now faith, that's a big one. You have to have faith. If you lack faith, it's just like you being blind. Because it's a sense. If you lack faith, it's just like you being deaf. Because it's a sense. So when people say, oh, I don't know, well, ladies and gentlemen, you understand that you're taking yourself back further than what you really are. Because you have no faith. So you always got to put yourself in situations to where your spirit is being tested. Look, let me go here. Let me go there. Let me try out new things. So that's why you see people that are more used to trying out new things. It's easy for them, okay? It's easy for them to stay excited. It's easy for them not to get down. It's easy because they're operating out of faith. If somebody tells me right now, hey, look, I'm about to go work out. I'm about to go do this. I'm about to go do that. You got high faith. You got really high faith. So it's really hard for you to slow down in a certain area. It's really hard for you to say, I don't want to. You got faith to do a whole bunch of other stuff. So that's why you can start stuff and you can finish it. When you watch certain people, okay, I say it all the time, how you do anything is how you do everything. When you watch people operate at a high level, okay, in one business, and they say, I'm done with this business or I'm done with this round, and I go to another round, it's because they have high faith. If if you are failing at everything that you do, it means that you have low faith in everything that you do. Like I'm telling you, I've seen it. I've seen people drop out of school, quit their job, think they're going to start a business and still fail because they don't understand that they got a sense that they don't unlock. They got a sense that they haven't unlocked yet. The same way that you see is the same way that you got to have faith. The same way that you want to hear, you ask, what did you say? What did you say? What? I can't see you. It's the same way you need to be questioning your faith and your ability to go ahead and believe for something that you don't even know. Now, it sounds crazy, okay? And guys, when I'm talking, I'm not talking about religion right now, okay? Let's clear that right now. I'm talking about, damn it, you. This is you. Whether you choose to believe it or not, it is a law. Everything operates off a law. That's why we can repeat things. That's why certain things can be built over and over and over and over and over again. That's why certain things happen. If I say, you know what, I'm about to go jump off that balcony, I'm going to fall. Why? Because the law says, look, it's gravity. Well, ladies and gentlemen, whether you believe in the law of gravity or not, it still works. Whether you believe, oh, I shouldn't be faithful, I shouldn't have faith, I shouldn't have all this different stuff. Guys, it's still going to work for you anyway. All right, the last one is meditation. Meditation. Okay? Meditation. Well, what am I meditating on? I'm meditating on what some people say, my higher self, my higher conscious. I'm meditating on the abilities to think better. I'm meditating on the abilities to think positive. Meditating. I'm hearing positive stuff. I'm believing positive stuff, okay? I'm reading certain books, right? You may read the Bible. You may read the Quran. You may read all this different stuff. That is your ability, okay, to maintain meditation. Some people, they say clear your mind. I had some people say don't clear your mind. I had some people say allow your thoughts to come. Allow you to think through your thoughts. But you want to meditate not on the negative, but on your I ams. Okay? That's what I was told. Is you want to meditate on your I ams. I am happy. I am humble. I am healthy. And you close and you continue to meditate and you give some type of peace to who you are. When you meditate, you're getting a sense of who you are. Whether you like it or not, you guys meditate. When you go to bed at night and you got some stuff on your heart, you meditating on that stuff. When you get in the shower and you start to think about good ideas and good ideas and good ideas and the things that you're going to do and the things that's going to happen, that's you meditating. So you got the ability to do it. But you want to meditate on the higher you. You want to meditate on the higher conscience, the best conscience, the best thoughts. No limits. No limits. No limits of happiness. No limits of health. No limits of wealth. Like that's how you want to think on a continued basis. I don't want to meditate on me being sick and think about me on an ongoing basis and my peace time about me being sick. I don't want to do that. I want to meditate on how healthy I am. I want to meditate on how wealthy I am. I want to meditate on how things are going to work out, how things have already worked out. Okay? That's how you begin to meditate. And all of this stuff, you remember, the spirit deals with the words. Okay? It deals with all the words that you begin to speak. That's why I don't let a lot of people speak to me. That's why I don't let too many people say certain stuff. I'm telling y'all gonna understand it. When old people say, oh, you messing up my spirit, or you doing all this cussing, or you doing all this different stuff, it's not necessarily the word. It's the vibration of the word that it may make that person feel. So now you want to be in a situation where, hey, look, I'm going to step back from this person, not because of necessarily what you're saying, but what you're saying is messing up my spirit. So now I can't operate at the high level. So if you just combine this and this, we're still in the 60%. How can we get whole? How can we get complete? One without the other, you're not complete. You cannot be a spirit without a soul. Okay? You're not complete. You cannot be a body without a soul. You're not complete. It's impossible. Okay? It's impossible. So really think about this stuff. And when you're talking about the last one, which is a soul, this is where you get into the intangible world. Okay? This is where you get into where all of your experience, all of your trauma, your drama, okay, your emotions. This is where you really get into that. And a lot of people, they say mind, they say soul. So we can say mind slash, you know what I'm saying? We can say soul slash the mind. Soul slash the mind, right? So when you're talking about your soul or your mind, that's intangible. Every thought that you have is spiritual. Every thought that you have is spiritual. When I say spiritual, guys, snap out of it. That's not what that means, okay? Your image of spirit is totally different. Spirit is just words. Spirit is just everything that's not physical. So if I want to take a thought and I want to make it physical, I write it down. So I just took a spiritual to a physical just by me taking a thought and writing it down, right? So I take that, right? Now, you got your mind, okay, which is a sense. Okay, strong mind. I want a strong mind, right? Just like you want a strong sense of hearing, I want a strong mind. So you want to take care of that mind. This is where your melting pot is. This is where everything is operating out of you. Understand that your mind runs everything of your body. For me to have the ability to move my hand up and down, it's like the engine, okay? It's the engine. If you don't have an engine in the car, your car's stuck. If your mind is jacked up, you are stuck. If your mind is full of negative, you're going to receive negative because your soul is daunting. You got a daunting soul. You walk around dead already because you could be dead, you know, and still be alive. You can have no soul and be walking around here dead. You can have no spirit and be walking around here dead. And that's why people have no joy to wake up in the next morning, right? And you got the will, right? You got the will. Now, will is really, really important. Will is really, really important. You can identify when somebody got will, okay? You can identify when somebody has will because they just don't stop. They just don't stop. They just don't quit. That's their drive to keep going. That's their drive to never give up. When you got thoughts about quitting, that means that you got a low will. When you got thoughts of, it's not for me, you got a low will. And you could do a track record of everything that you've done in your life. You can literally go back and look at, okay, bet I quitted this, I quitted that. Oh shit, I got abandonment issues. Your will got to be strong. It's your drive to keep going regardless of whatever it is. Your house burned down. This happened, that happened. You know, you lost your job. Mom probably got this. Dad probably got this. Something's going on with this. You like, bro, I'm going to keep going. And you can only get stronger by going through it. Okay? Everything that I'm talking about here, you can't practice by what I'm saying. You can be aware of it, but you can't practice it. You can only be aware by getting into the field, by getting into the works, by going through challenges and being able to speak yourself out of the challenges and being able to stay focused, okay? That's how you go through it. Now, imagine this. Imagine me trying to teach you how to swim, right, on an IG Live. Are you truly going to learn? No, you got to get into the water. And this is where it comes down to the intangible world. You can only move off of you understanding how it works. Now you got your emotions. Okay? Your emotions. That's a sense. You being happy, you being sad, you being up, you being down, you feeling this kind of way. Okay? That is you having your ability to say you have a sense. Okay, we all know what emotions are. But I'm telling you right now, your will should always outrank your emotions. Your will, your drive to keep going should always outrank your emotions. Your emotions are always temporary. Your emotions don't last that long. Most people, they're bipolar. You probably say they're bipolar because their emotions, they're short, stop emotions. 20 minutes, I'm feeling good. 20 minutes, I'm feeling bad. 20 minutes, I'm feeling, hot. 20 minutes, I'm feeling cold. 20 minutes, because that's your emotions. You switch emotions faster than you blink your eyes, right? You can have that. Now, can you control it? I don't really know. I haven't really gotten into how you can control your emotions, but all I know is that another thing that outranks your emotions is your intellect. Okay? You got to be able, and your intellect is you making decisions. It's your part to infer. It is your ability to say 1 plus 1 is 2. It's your ability to say 2 plus 2 is 4. It is your common sense. Okay? It's your common sense to go out here and say, you know what? That makes sense. You say it makes sense because you just use your intellect. You just made sense of it. I tell you all the time, make it make sense. And you make it make sense, boom, you got it. That's your intellect. That's your part to infer. So your intellect and your will should always outrank your emotions. If my emotions outrank my intellect and my will, I'm going to fall into another slump. I'm going to fall into what they call depression because it is temporary. Okay? Your intellect, it's like if a fact is a fact, it's a fact. It doesn't move. It doesn't go left or right. It's a fact. The fact remains that your name is probably so-and-so. The fact remains is that, listen, you can make certain amount of money. Those are facts. But emotionally, you may not be attached to what it is. But the facts got to always outrank your emotions, your will. The ability for you to keep going always got to outrank it. And the only way that you're going to utilize all of this stuff and put it all together is by utilizing your last thing, which is your imagination. Okay? Your imagination is literally the key to your life. It's the key to your life. It's for you. It's your ability to attract whatever you want. Is by you continuing to imagine it. You being able to see, like y'all, I don't think y'all understand. There's no animal on this earth that got that ability. Everything on this earth grows. But we the only people that can grow our mind. Everything grows. A dog, a cat, all this different stuff. But they don't have the ability to speak. Okay? They don't have that kind of ability that we have. So if you manage your imagination, that's your ability to see before you can see. That's your ability to go ahead and envision things. You got to envision those people that's already there before it's there. This is going to help you go ahead and have more faith. Okay? By utilizing your imagination. It's going to help you meditate on the right things. Not the wrong things, but the right things. By utilizing your imagination, it's going to help you praise. The right praise. It's going to help you move in the right manner. So imagination really sums up all of this stuff. Because if you use the wrong imagination, you're going to start to have wrong emotions. You're going to start to have wrong things. And you don't want nothing wrong. I don't want nothing wrong. So I don't want to imagine nothing wrong. So I gotta control the ability of what I'm hearing, seeing, tasting, touching, smelling, because I understand that those are where thoughts are coming from. Those are what thoughts are being part of. Guys, this is who you are. If you're trying to figure out how can I become whole, how can I become excited, or how can I be more myself, you want to make sure this is you more. This is more of you. It ain't a person. It ain't a thing that's going to make you whole. It is this. You can have the money, the cars, the clothes, the shoes, and you don't feel happy. You don't feel fulfilled. You can have the person that you love. You can fall out of love with them. Why? Because emotions are temporary. You're not going to love that person every day. You're not going to love that person all the time. So you can't make emotions no decisions. You got to make logical decisions. And that is going to be your ability to keep going. That's going to be your ability to go ahead and keep moving forward. And you becoming successful. And you getting around the right people. Because understand, the right people like being around the right people. If you got a wrong soul and you got a bad spirit and you got all this negativity going on around you, I don't want to be around that. Nobody with the best spirit and understands this want to be around that. And you shouldn't want to be around it either. Because you understand the power of this stuff. People can speak your whole prayer, praise, worship in a whole nother realm. They could literally affect your ability to see. And we're not talking about see with your eyes. We're talking about see with your mind. We're talking about see with who you have faith for, who you have faith in. Okay? The only thing that only thing that's going to, this is a law. The only law for this is that, listen, if you want the ability to use this to the max, you cannot trust people. You got to get out of that, oh, I trust you phase. Oh, I'm trusting you. Like, yo, that's goofy. You got to maintain in your mind that there is no human that you can possibly trust. You was not put on this earth to tell the truth all the time. You was not put on this earth to believe all the time and all this different stuff. If you don't want to get this messed up, you need to stop trusting people. So if you're continuing to trust people, you're going to mess up your whole entire spirit. Because you're going to think that they're more perfect than you. Okay? And you're going to convince yourself that they're perfect. Now you're thinking that you're perfect. You can't do that. So if you really want to save a lot of time, a lot of stress, a lot of irritation, a lot of ignorance, okay, a lot of drama, stop trusting people. Easy. Said and done. So really understand how this stuff works. Really take key to this stuff. It's helped me out. It's going to help out a lot of other people. Okay. So if you really take this stuff and you utilize it, you're going to make literally everything that you want. That's going to be your drive to keep going. That's going to be your drive to get everything that you want. You can write down a goal. Oh, bet. Well, what's going on with myself? Well, let me take inventory. Have I been in a space where I'm working on myself? You want to work on yourself, this is where you start. This is where you start. If it's not what you want, cut it off. If it's not what you attract, cut it off. If it doesn't have the ability to take you to the next level, cut it off. Focus on you until the focus is on you. This is where you become really selfish. This is where you become very selfish. Don't start. I'm telling you, you're going to mess yourself up. So, super excited for everybody that was able to hear this call, okay? Whether you are hearing it live or you're going to hear it again, go ahead and share this out with 10 people, 7 people that you may trust, 7 people that you know they have the ability to go ahead and listen to this information and they're going to receive it or they need to hear it. So, I'm super excited for you all that was able to get on this call. Guys, let's literally make the rest of your life the best of your life. Pay the price today so you can pay any price tomorrow. Let's get it.